As I rode my bike home, a growing sense of unease filled me. Abruptly, I was on high alert as I zipped past the dark streets. The early nightfall of the autumnal season was probably getting to me. But when I finally made it home and reached for my doorknob, something made me hesitate. My former military, security-minded dad had taught me early on about situational awareness, ingraining the need to always find my exits, note the best place to hide in every room, and stay ever vigilant. I had long since learned to trust my instincts through his overbearing training, especially when it came to my own self-preservation. Suddenly, there was an arm around my waist and a hand over my mouth, despite the vicinity being vacant a moment before. "Don't scream," said an urgent, low male voice. I immediately bit down hard on his hand, stomping on his foot as I twisted from his hold. A grunt of pain. "Nice move, Hellion." I leapt backwards, raising my hands in a fighting stance as I took in my attacker. He might have been the most handsome man I had ever seen. Tall, broad, and wild-eyed. Tousled auburn hair fell into mismatched blue and green eyes that felt familiar even as they sparked in frustration. A defiant jawline covered in dark red stubble matched the sharp curves of his angular cheeks. Freckles dusted bronzed cheekbones and the rest of his rugged face. He was muscled in a way that was obvious even under his clothes. A leather ensemble that looked more ready for a motorcycle race than a stroll past my home. At my perusal, a half-grin twisted his shapely lips. But when our eyes met, I was unprepared for the force of his gaze, as though it could unravel me. Time seemed to linger for an endlessly suspended moment. Something about the look in his eyes drew me to him, deep in my gut, and I felt my heartbeat quicken. "Stay away from me," I spat, shoving away that sense of connection as I lowered into a fighting stance long since drilled into me. My dad had insisted I start taking classes for self-defense when I hit my teens, though he trained me himself long before that. He had learned to fight during his time as a soldier, and had been adorably befuddled that military-style training classes were now a popular workout. I cocked my head to the side and coolly said, "Boy, did you pick the wrong person to mess with." The stranger let out an exasperated breath as his brow furrowed. "You don't understand," he said, raising his hands in mock surrender. "You're in danger.